I really suck at comedy. I mean,
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I f***ed up
I got my US visa rejected 4 times.
because of this.
Yeah, because of my face.
Were you applying around 9/11 or something?
Beta ji.
Hindi bolega?
Hindi bolaga?
Huh?
No, I know Hindi, bro. I'm fluent.
Acha.
chola bhature.
Put your hands together! Neema Naz!
Where do you draw the line in comedy? That is also something that I want to talk about.
I don't draw, so there's no line. Humor is subjective. You're gonna offend people anyway, even if it is the funniest joke.
Do you think rich people can be funny?
No.
Like when I was a kid, I was like 180 pounds and
Oh, so fat. Wow. I'm kidding. That was me when I was like 5. Because I was so big, I was so heavy.
any comedian that you like from India?
Veer Das, obviously.
Veer Das?
Veer Das? Yeah. Zakir Khan.
Come on,
That's the
he's
one.
my favorite,
Yeah.
brother. How about Russell Peters?
Yeah, the GOAT. My inspiration, man.
You have opened for him.
It was a dream come true. Indians are some of the most supportive people in the arts. They don't get offended easily either.
Oh no.
That's why I love them so much.
If you search it on Google, the biggest fear people have is speaking on the stage.
Now imagine doing that and trying to be funny.
I'm saying I don't even remember my lines, so you want me to be funny?
Yeah, are you crazy? You never seen my Persian videos?
No, I have, but not.
What the hell, man?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yaar, come on, dude.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Dude, come on.
So, do you think I'm funny? If one teeth is a tooth, and if one geese is a goose, shouldn't a sheep be a shoop? Isn't that concerning?
So if I am Persian, but I think I'm Indian, doesn't that make me Nigerian? Eh? How's that? Good?
It was amazing, brother.
All right.
I'm gonna learn so much
I
about
love it.
funny, comedy, everything with you, man. I tell everyone that I really suck at comedy. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'm kidding.
it's not cup of coffee for everyone.
Yeah, cup of tea. Yeah.
You see how bad
fucked the expression, but it's okay.
I f***ed up, man. Like,
That's good though. I like it. That's comedy.
is it?
That's funny. You just messing up expressions is hilarious.
Ah.
See, that's what the comedy is.
I think since you have already come into the room, I've already started getting that kind of
you know what I'm saying?
you're sprinkling your
Yeah.
effect into me.
It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? You just be like, I beat one wall with 2 birds. You'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like you just say whatever. That's the comedy.
That's the comedy,
You have
yeah.
to be authentic to you. That's
Oh,
that's
yes.
where the comedy will come.
Where do you draw the line in comedy? That is also something that I want to talk about.
I don't draw, so there's no line.
There's no line for you.
I'm kidding.
You go all in.
All in.
You're all in. Okay, I want to talk about that. And first of all, thank you so much for coming in, brother.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Really excited to have this conversation with you. I know we have been having this conversation from a very long time, and since finally you are in Canada, and moreover, shout out, you are having your tour starting, and you just introduced it today.
Yeah. This morning. 10
What
a.m.
What about that?
My Estupid Life. That's the name of the tour.
That's the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have everything related to stupid.
Estupid.
What's the story about that?
So in my culture, in my language, or at least in a Persian accent, right? Like my mom, for example, when she speaks English, obviously any immigrant can relate. Where like when they speak in a language that's not their native tongue, they'll screw up some of the words, obviously, right? With whether it's the spelling or the grammar, whatever the vocabulary. My mom, Persians typically when they speak English, they can't say the letter S without putting the letter E in front of it. But only if there's a consonant after the S. So for example, stupid. My mom can't say stupid. She says estupid.
It's stupid.
Right? When I was going to school, I say school, right? She's like, Neema, wake up. You're going to be late for a school. Right? ES.
That is somewhere in India as well. Like some part of India. I'm not really sure, like north or west or south, but like they will say Ismail.
like for smile.
For smile.
Ismail.
Ismail.
Yeah, right? I see. Yeah, see?
Something similar to
It was
that.
very similar. So a lot of immigrants, like Spanish speaking people, Italians, Filipinos, they also estupido, estupida. It's like it's very similar, right? So it's just it's more of like the branding I've kind of took on as a child of immigrants and kind of made it my own thing because it's very relatable. You know,
Give me a little background about, since you were born here in Canada.
I was born and raised in Toronto. Yeah.
Okay, and you come from an immigrant family. Like how did that happen? When did your parents come in over here? And how were you able to find comedy? Since I'm assuming that you were brought up in a lot of multicultural environment, which is why you were able to grab a little bit of South Indians, some little bit of Filipinos, little bit of that in there, and Bianca. I mean, who could forget her?
You can't.
You can. So give a little background about you, man.
Yeah, I mean, my parents. Well, I was born and raised in Toronto. My older brother, he was born in Iran, but then my parents, they had to flee the country because there's some shit going down, and they needed to get out, and so they fled as refugees. Went to many different countries with different passports and whatnot. Just like the typical immigrant story. On a boat, just to get to somewhere safe, which was Canada for us, in order to give my brother and I a better life here, right? So, and I'm eternally grateful for them for that because otherwise I wouldn't be here, right? So, they came to Canada like 30 years ago, just over 30 years ago, and then they had me.
You were the elder one?
I'm the youngest. My older brother,
Omid?
He was Omid. Yeah, he was 2 when they fled Iran to come to Canada. And so I was born and raised in Canada. And,
which part of Canada were you in?
I was born in Scarborough, Ontario, the hood.
The hood?
Yeah, no, but
that's what you call it.
But yeah, it's a very touching story because like my parents, just like any other immigrants that have fled their own countries, they came with pretty much nothing, right?
Yeah,
and and that's why I never forget that. Whenever I'm living my daily life, and especially in my comedy, I never forget it because they pretty much sacrificed everything to give me what I have now, and that's part of the drive of why I do what I do. Is obviously I do it for myself, but at the back of my mind, I'm doing it for them too. So it's definitely something that I keep in mind whenever I'm performing or I'm making content or I'm acting. It's like I'm doing it for my parents,
your parents.
In a way.
Yeah. And your mother is a sweetheart, man.
She is.
Yeah.
She's an angel. She's a queen.
Yeah, man. I mean, she's such a warmth around her. Whenever I've seen her in your content, she's a sport. Like she helps you with like a lot of content, and I see that she's a part of that. She's dancing in one of the videos.
We actually filmed one a few days ago. I'm posting tomorrow. Estupid Dance Friday. That's what we call it.
I'd actually seen one recently, I think, where it probably might be a little older video.
Yeah.
There was a stupid dance.
Yeah,
video
with my mom.
With your mom.
Yeah. We haven't filmed obviously together for almost a year because I was away in Australia. But we finally filmed again yesterday. So I'm excited to post another video because people have been demanding that I film with her since I've been back.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be a good one.
How was Australia?
Australia was great, man. In terms of experience of life, it was amazing. The change in weather, obviously, you can't beat it. The quality of the food in Australia is like so much better than in North America.
Right.
Like the things that they put in the food, like in ingredients, way better.
Is it?
Right? They've banned certain substances or minerals that they put in food in the U.S. So it's like it's a very homegrown. They don't really import a lot of things from other countries. They make everything on their own, and therefore, like, if you want to find proper organic foods in Australia, you just go to like a regular supermarket or a grocery store. Whereas here, if I want to find actual good quality meats or organic grass-fed, grass-finished beef or whatever, we have to drive 3 hours to an Amish farm just to eat healthy. And I'm like, why is that? Why is it like that, right?
Yeah.
So I really loved Australia for that reason. It's also a big fitness culture. When I got there at the time, I was a little bit heavier than I am now. Even.
Yeah.
I got there, I was like, why am I the fattest person here? What the hell is going on? So you walk around, everyone's running, they're skipping, they're playing sports, whatever it is, surfing, like swimming, and they have so many parks, pools set up for the people.
Which part of Australia were you in?
I went everywhere, but we lived in Melbourne as like the main hub for the year. But yeah, everywhere you go, man, like the government really puts money and effort into the cities, and it's good for the people. There's more parks. You're not afraid that there's gonna be needles on the grass or something. You know what I'm saying? Like people take care of the environment over there, and so that's why I really liked Australia compared to here in the US, because you don't really see that. Like you don't really have parks you can just go like hang out at as much over here.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean there's literally and Trinity Bellwood Park
Right.
and everything.
There's like that's one.
There's
you know
just
what I'm saying?
one,
But there's a plethora. So I think in terms of that stuff, it was great. For my comedy specifically, which is why I went, it was really good for stage time and getting on stage and getting all the practice sets that I needed for my tour that's coming up.
Oh, okay.
But in terms of the actual like entertainment industry, it's
Yeah.
not great compared to US, obviously.
Compared to US.
Yeah, and even here a little bit. But
Like if you compare Canada with Australia in terms of the same entertainment industry, which one is better?
I'd say Canada's still a little bit better, but even then, it's pretty much nothing beats US. You can't. US is ultimately the hub for entertainment, whether it's comedy, acting, music. Like the best of the best are from there, right?
Yeah.
People. That's why people move from Canada to go to the US
Yeah.
to make it, quote unquote, make it, right?
Yeah.
This is literally what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just got my US visa approved, and so that's why we're moving to the US in a few months too, right?
Oh, nice. I think last year, I think we spoke, and I think during that time you were also planning to move to the US, and then something was that, or maybe it was just in the background that you were thinking about it.
Yeah. So I got my US visa rejected 4 times last year.
Because of this?
Yeah, because of my face. It's like we already have enough nice Persian eyebrows in this country.
Yeah.
We don't need any more. But so they rejected us, and
Were you applying around 9/11 or something?
Is he trying to be funny, eh? I see you.
How did I do?
He's got some good timing here.
Oh, is it?
I like it. Yeah, with the straight face too, a little deadpan. I like it. Oh shit, yeah. Sahas is putting in work. I like it. But no, I don't know what the reason was, but nonetheless, lost a lot of money. We needed to divert our plan into somewhere else where I could still get the practice in that I needed for the tour coming up. So Australia was a good plan B. It was cheap to get in, pay $500. It's especially for Canadians, it's very easy because we're a part of the Commonwealth.
Yes.
So they allowed us obviously much easier to get in. It took like 2 minutes, and then got a whole year visa. So
Oh, wow.
to work and to live. So yeah,
That's
it was
amazing.
good. Yeah.
And Australia also has very multicultural kind of an environment over there. A lot of Indians, for
Well,
sure.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
We are
Anywhere you go.
we're everywhere. I was telling somebody the other day that the most number of people who are following Mr. Beast are still Indians.
Oh, really?
Of course, because
Well, I mean, there's the odds obviously.
the
is in their
odds,
favor, yeah.
like if you check any content creators demographic breakdown, you will see Indians top number one.
so funny.
It's so funny.
I have like a decent amount of followers from India too.
Uh-huh.
But it's not the most, obviously.
But that is because of your content, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
mean,
I'm sure it hits.
how you-
Yeah,
how you
know what I'm
doing?
doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is no
Beta G,
problem for
Beta
me.
G. Yeah, I mean, in a way, what's funny? Like, I love Indians are some of the most like supportive people in the arts.
Yeah.
They're big fans, which I love.
Yeah.
They whether it's music, like DJs, they love DJs. Like Armin van Buuren. I don't know if you've heard of Armin van Buuren.
No.
He's like a god in India. Like
Armin?
Armin van Buuren. He's a DJ. He's a Dutch DJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When he goes to India, they treat him like he's a god.
Oh,
like,
is it?
Like they love him, right? But anyone in general, when someone especially who's not from India goes to India, bro, they love it.
I'm
and
telling
I
you,
love
man.
that. I can't wait to go.
I'm telling you, man, you have to
I'll
go to
crush
India.
in India.
Of course, I already know it, and I think when I first saw a couple of your videos, and especially when talking about Indian accent and the way that you were doing,
I
I
know.
mean, this guy's going to crush in India.
Yeah, thank
Just
you.
wait for it.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I know. It's funny because, I'm Persian. I'm born and raised in Canada. I'm Canadian. But, I grew up around Indians and Tamils and Arabs and Chinese people like my whole life, right? I have a whole diverse group of friends. Some of my best friends are Tamil and Indian and, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I know them on a different level than most people do that aren't from that background.
Yes.
Especially as a comedian, because I can touch on these topics really well, and like I do the accents and stuff. I feel like because it's so relatable, that's why they love it. And especially, you know, whenever I do a specific accent or a joke about a certain culture, and because I do it well and I do the research and I feel like I'm doing it accurately, I feel like I can get away with it.
Yeah.
But it's also because I have such good intentions with it.
Yeah.
I feel like it really hits. And that's why I feel like India, like, you know, I feel like they don't get offended easily either.
Oh no.
That's why why I love them so much, is because they just want to like make fun of us,
make fun of me.
you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like there's a certain way to do it with in a tasteful way.
Yeah.
Some people don't do that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have it down. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm really excited to go there one day. You know?
Of course, and I see that. And another thing that I always think about that. You know, comedians are the most intelligent people. Is what I think about it.
Yeah.
The reason
the
why.
Good ones, yeah.
Huh?
The good ones.
No, even you. Don't.
Yeah, not me, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, okay.
Comedians are most intelligent because I think they understand culture very well and able to think about those little details and make fun out of it, from politics to culture to people. I think it's not a cup of coffee for everyone.
Cup of coffee, yeah.
Right?
Cup of milk, yeah.
Cup of milk, oat milk.
Yeah. Gross. Yeah.
So, like, what kind of and I can only imagine that you doing any impression, or you're trying to any language, or trying to learn that language in the way that their expressions are there. You might have to go into many details in understanding those nuances of it. Mm-hmm. How do you do that?
Honestly, when I was a kid, it naturally came to me. Like, I didn't know it at the time, but even when I was a kid and we had these family gatherings, I would naturally just make people laugh in the party because I was just imitating my mom. And it started there, right? Because I was like, oh yeah, we were at the drive-thru at Tim Hortons earlier today, and my mom, who's like has a Persian thick accent, is talking to the woman on the speaker who's Tamil, who like also is an immigrant, and I'm in the back dying laughing because none of them can understand each other, and they're just saying different things, and I'm like, this is hilarious, right? And I'd go home that night and I'd relay what I just heard to the family, and they're all dying, but I didn't feel shy ever about it, right? And so I feel like naturally that's just how my brain operates. Is like I'll hear someone speak, and immediately I go to how they speak, the subtle nuances in their mannerisms, and the cadence in their voice, everything, the movement they make. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I really pay attention to the minor details, and that's why I feel like it takes it over the top when I do the impressions or the accents, right?
Yeah.
So
talking about Indian cultures, they're like Indian culture has a lot of like different
subcultures.
Oh,
there's plenty. So many. I know.
So which one is your favorite interesting culture out of that which you mimic?
Man, I love them all, honestly. Like I know a lot about obviously like the more mainstream Indians like in Delhi and Mumbai, obviously, and then I don't know, like
South India,
Chennai, and like all these other places. Yeah, South India obviously is like closer to Sri Lanka. So like I grew up with a lot of Tamils, so I know a lot more about Tamils than Indians in general. But like even Punjabis, like you're
I'm Punjabi.
Are you full Punjabi?
I'm not Sikh.
Right. Yeah.
I'm Hindu, but I'm from Punjab.
But you're Punjab, and that's the thing I learned about Punjab too. Is like. I think you're one of the only cultures in India who you don't have to be Sikh, right? Yes. You can choose to not be, right?
Yeah. So Sikh is the most like the recent religion in the world. It's 500 years, 600 years.
Oh, so it's one of the newest ones. Yeah,
newest ones. So Hinduism is like one of the oldest.
Right. Yeah.
And so like when they were converting into Sikhism, so there was a choice that whether you want to convert into Sikhism, and some people chose to stay who they were, and
right.
That's how it was.
That's why I fuck with Punjab, because they kind of they give you the freedom to choose. You know what I'm saying? Like whether you want to be Sikh or not. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just.
Punjab has a multicultural.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you like, it's not like in a Muslim country where like everyone you got to be Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Like
Punjab is a state.
It's very progressive in a way.
Yeah. So it's just like it's a state in India.
Yeah.
Every state has like freedom, democracy, the way that they
Yeah.
want to choose whatever. So I can move to Bangalore and I can choose to speak in Hindi or English or
Right.
Bangalore. Have you heard of?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Like, well, Hindi is obviously the main language in all of India.
Hindi is main language, but it's not the national language.
It's not the national language.
There is no national language in India.
Oh, because there's so many,
So many.
and it's so prominent in many different.
It is
states. It's
prominent,
like-
but mostly most of the states have their own native language.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if you
yeah.
go to Bangalore, you'll listen people talking in Kannada.
Oh, kind of. I know that.
You
Yeah,
do?
I actually knew that. Yeah, I know. I'm friends with a girl who's from there and speaks Kannada. Yeah.
Oh.
Because I remember when she said, she's like, I speak. Yeah, my language is Kannada. I was like, Canada?
Canada, yeah.
I was like, no, Kannada.
Kannada.
Yeah. I was like, what the
Kannada.
fuck? Yeah.
So Tamil Nadu is the state.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
that Tamil
Right.
is the language.
Yeah.
Telugu is around Hyderabad.
Yeah, I learned that today.
Yeah.
Actually,
Punjab is like North India has a mix of Punjabi, Hindi.
yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah, even Hindi has different like the dialect is same. It's just the slang is a little different in UP, Bihar.
Of course.
So that kind of a dialect is there.
Yeah.
Like if I speak in Hindi, I can't speak in Punjabi.
What do you mean you can't speak in Punjabi?
I grew up speaking in Hindi and English.
Oh, so you don't even understand.
I understand.
Oh, you understand.
If I'll speak Punjabi, I'll butcher it.
Oh, they'll laugh at you.
They'll kill me.
That's that's hilarious. So
Yeah.
So
Because
they'll be like, oh, look at this Gora trying to.
if I'll speak in Punjabi, I can speak one or two words here and there. And then once if you start conversing with me in Punjabi, I'll shit my
you'll
pants and I'll
lose.
say, brother, let's get
Right.
back to Hindi or
yeah,
English.
yeah. That's like me in Hindi, right? Obviously, it's like
A
it's
little
like me
better
in
than you, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I know Hindi, bro. I'm fluent.
Acha.
Chola bhatura. Chola bhatura.
Have you had chola bhaturas ever?
I think I have actually. One of my boys. He's Guju. He's Gujarati.
Gujarati.
Yeah. We say Guju. You know.
Guju.
We always like roast him. He says Guju. So I'm like,
Kemcho.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I think I had it once at his house. I think, but I don't think it's like a Gujarati thing. But I'm just saying. But yeah. Anyway, I've had obviously like all the main like saag paneer and like dal and all this thing. I love those.
Which is your favorite?
I love anything that has mutton in it too.
Mutton.
A lot of
Rogan Josh.
Rogan Josh. Yeah.
That's
Joe
nice.
Rogan Josh.
Joe Rogan Josh.
Yeah,
Bro, you're Joe Rogan. I mean, that reminds me. Interesting.
Yeah. I love Indian culture, man. Yeah. That's always it. But I honestly I love Tamil food the most though. Yeah, Tamil food.
What?
It's like kotarati and like mutton. You don't know. You haven't had Tamil food, bro. You got a Tamil guy in the back, bro. Come on, you gotta show him the ways, bro. Anna, Tambi, come on. Come on. What are you guys doing here? What's this operation?
No, man. Like,
You never had Tamil food?
not really.
So I've eaten more Tamil food than you.
Of course.
Come on, man.
I can totally.
You're
agree
right
to
there,
that.
bro.
Bro, I don't even have Punjabi food. Like
really?
North Indian food.
Wait, what's Punjabi food?
Dal makhani.
Dal makhani.
Makhani, like it's dal, lentil,
Yeah,
black
yeah.
dal, and a lot of makhan, like butter.
Oh, okay. Very buttery. I love
Very
that.
buttery. Or saag.
Okay, saag is a classic.
Sarson da saag.
Yeah.
Makki di roti.
Okay. I love it. Anything, I don't even know what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, for sure. I love it.
Yeah, so
I
that's
love
very
it.
Punjabi food.
Okay.
But
What about butter chicken?
butter chicken, yeah.
That's like,
back in the day, I used to.
no, but is butter chicken like an actual like national dish in India or is not? It's just like maybe some places
No, in North it is pretty popular.
in the north.
Yeah.
But not in the south.
Not really.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I've never. Maybe in the North Indian restaurants in South,
Yeah.
it might be.
Right.
But it's a North Indian kind of a dish. So if you go to Delhi, there is a Chandni Chowk. There is a small place by the name of Chandni Chowk, Chavdi Bazaar. You get authentic butter chicken over there. And when I talk about butter, it's literally butter.
Yeah, like actual, not like this.
There is no gravy.
That's what I'm saying. Not like it's westernized butter chicken where it's
Yeah.
some next sauce.
Even in India, I think butter chicken has a different recipe in different
Of course, yeah.
parts. But if you go specifically to Chandni Chowk and Chavdi Bazaar, because I literally had, it was like butter and chicken.
Yeah.
There's no gravy.
I know.
If you're having it with roti, you're dipping it in butter and
Oh wow, I love that. It sounds amazing.
it's not good for your
No,
health.
definitely not.
Definitely.
Yeah.
not.
What about also because I know ghee is a big thing too. That's what I love about Indian culture is the ghee.
Ghee.
It's my favorite. I love it.
Oh,
Cook
ghee
with
is
that
amazing.
stuff all the time.
You know what ghee you should have? It's A2 ghee.
A2, yeah. I do have that. Yeah.
It's one of the purest.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegans don't kill us.
No. If you do, whatever. It is what it is. Romalo roti.
Rumali roti.
Romali
roti.
Romali roti. Yeah,
Yeah.
I recently learned about that one. You eat that too?
Oh yeah.
So, oh my god.
Devoured.
Very nice.
Very nice. But I'm a little. So my diet has been pretty much from the last 12 years. It's been same constant because I didn't want to give myself too many flavors. So it's
What do you
become.
mean?
I told you, right? Like when I was a kid, I was like 180 pounds and
So fat. Wow.
so fat.
Yeah. That's like, that was me when I was like 5. Because like, I was so big, I was so heavy. I was like, bro, that's nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
but for you though, for you.
But for me,
you it was a lot.
then I lost weight and then I just been a little more conscious about, and then I just started thinking about food as that I needed to breathe and live.
Yeah.
Not as the
Right.
fact that I really want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I just turned my diet into very specific. Like if I'll have in afternoon, I'll have just tandoori chicken or grilled chicken.
so good.
That is good. You want some?
You get me excited, bro. A little turned on. Right? No, I agree, man. That's what recently I've been doing a lot too. Is like, because especially when here's one thing I always think about ancestrally. There's certain foods that people who are ancestrally Indian or Persian, right? We're used to eating. Our ancestors used to eat a lot, right?
A lot.
But then and they were fine.
Yeah.
But when they come to Canada, they come to US, and now you're mixed with all these cultures and you're eating from different cultures. No wonder everyone has allergies and insensitivities
Absolutely.
to food.
I
Because
never
you're not
had
supposed to be
allergies.
eating these things.
I never had allergies until I
Exactly.
came over here.
I know.
I can't have milk.
Oh, that exactly. Because it's not the proper dairy that your
Yes.
culture and that your ancestors are used to eating.
Yes.
Right? So that's why that happens.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big problem, right?
It is.
But like in a way, there's pros and cons. Obviously, when you're on this side of the world, it's very diverse. You get to learn about other cultures. You get to taste different foods. It's great. But for our gut, forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting ruined.
Ruined.
Yeah, but it's like for me, like Persians that were used to eating a lot of basmati rice, saffron, right? All these
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like a lot of stews and like meats, like lamb and beef and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like I can't eat pizza and pasta because that's not what my ancestors ate. Right? So that's why I'm gluten insensitive. I can't even eat that stuff. It'll really like screw me up.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting thing.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Very nice.
You know what I'm talking? Beta?
I know, beta.
Okay.
How's your transformation been? Like, I'm really proud of you, man. Like recently, I think you've had a huge transformation from how many pounds were you before?
Well, like a year and a half ago, pretty much. I was at like 365 pounds. I don't know what the
Has somebody
kilos
ever
are.
told you that you could be a good actor?
Well, I
Like
am.
you have a face of an actor.
Yeah, I know.
Like Hollywood.
No, I am.
Style.
I know I'm sexy. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You can just tell me
are. I'm
I
just
look
telling
hot.
you.
Yeah.
Just in case if you didn't know.
I definitely knew. No, I appreciate that. Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying it because I think I've been following you from a very long time. So I've been.
You've been watching me, eh?
I'm watching you.
Huh?
So like long hair, it suited you.
Oh man, yeah, I
it
had long
suited
hair.
you
I was
only.
big, man. I was big.
But man, you carried everything like
Yeah, I
you
know. I
owned
carry
it.
it well. I know. I
You
carry it
owned
well.
it.
I carry it well.
Everything.
It's
Like
because I'm confident, and
Exactly.
It's because I'm in a way too confident sometimes, where it's like shameless, which I also think is like kind of a problem. It can be a problem because then it becomes like, oh, I don't give a shit about anything. I don't care, which is how I was for a while. To be honest, I was very rebellious. Whether it was my health or my career or like relationships, I was like, nah, like whatever. Like I want to do everything my own way, and like it has to be like, no, I don't like this, so I'm not gonna work with this person, or I'm not gonna speak like how you want me to speak, or you know what I'm saying. Like so, in a way, it could actually hurt you.
Yeah.
But
like became an overconfident.
yeah, it's because it came to the point where when I was an even bigger guy and like had long hair, it became sloppy. It became a little bit like it's not put together. It's not
Not disciplined.
No discipline, exactly. Yeah, and so that's why in a way it could come off as like it's a turnoff. Just as a human being. So I think there is a line of like confidence that you should have.
Yeah.
But obviously I've grown from that, and since you've been following me for a while, so you've seen the transformation. In a way,
man.
but yeah, man.
What did you do like in this 1 year? Like what did you do from 200? How many?
I was 365 pounds. Right now I'm at 275.
That's
so
amazing, brother.
almost 100. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, I've gained a little bit of weight. Like, it goes up a bit, but then it comes back down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're
In
supposed to.
how many years? Like 1 year?
Just a year and a half.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, but honestly, like coming back home from Australia,
Of course, now.
ate my mom's food,
Beta?
10 pounds. Beta, eat your food.
Wait, eat your food. I mean, it's too.
Yeah, why you not eating? Huh? Yeah, but I gained like 10 pounds since being back. But then this past week I already came down 5, so I'm good. You know, I'm getting back into it. But yeah, man, it's just a constant grind. It's a constant process. You have to keep going, right? It's more of a lifestyle situation. It's not a diet. I don't see it as a diet. I used to do that. I used to be like, oh man, I'm gonna 90 days challenge. I'm gonna like lose this much weight, but I never had a plan afterwards, and that's why I always spiraled and I'd gain it back.
So, what helped you in this 1.5 years that helped you to transform into this?
Honestly, being away from my, I know it sounds wrong, being away from my mom. Well, you know, like
Mom.
It's my mom's fault. This is the reason why I'm so fat. Is because of my mom. All right, it's not my fault. I didn't put the food in my mouth. My parents did. No, I mean, I'm half kidding. Like, obviously, the way you grow up, that's what you're used to. And because I'm the baby in the family, I'm the youngest. I was always babied and pampered. And so therefore, in a way, I never really had the proper discipline to be individualistic. Like I didn't know how to like live on my own in a way. Even though when I went to Australia, I was with my older brother, which he's way different than I am. Like
In what way?
He grew up way more disciplined and sharp, and you know, he was like always on time, and you know, waking up at the same time, like going to practice, going to school, right? Very disciplined in that way. But I was the complete opposite. I was lazy, and I didn't care, and you know, sloppy, and like I would like mosey on my way to class and like miss class. You know what I'm saying? So I got away with more things. Like I got what I wanted. I was very pampered and very spoiled in a way. Not spoiled in like a bad way. It's more so just like, you know, they gave me whatever I wanted. I never like yelled or like screamed like some kids might have done. But I pretty much just kind of use my charm and my humor to get what I want, you know? And so that's why I feel like it hurt me in my adult life for many years. That's why I when I lived on my own for the first time when I was like 20, when I was going to school before I did comedy, I really blew up. Like, not because I'm Middle Eastern, but my body blew up. And I got way fat. Like I gained like 130 pounds in a year at one point. Yeah, because I was on my own. I was like, oh, what do I do with my time? Yeah. Like, no one's around to like tell me don't eat that or don't eat this. I was like, let me double down and order more now. Shit. And you know, it hurt me like both like physically and mentally for the future because, man, I lost a lot of confidence in myself. I wasn't performing well in comedy. You know, my brain's foggy. This was like pretty much 2014 before I started to do comedy. But then like even when I was doing comedy, like
at that time you had already started YouTube or not?
Pretty much, yeah. At the same time, like end of 2014. Those first couple of years though, when I was doing comedy too, I was just focused on like trying to like, you know, learn comedy and like do stand up and stuff. But like I was eating like shit. I was eating terribly, right? Letting go of myself. And so, you know, it was hard to gain discipline during those formative years, right? Yeah. But obviously it got to a point where I started to hit like this point where my health was getting in the way of doing what I love, which is comedy. And that was the wake-up call I needed to turn things around. And it's been a long process, man. It's been like 3-4 years almost that I've been hammering away and like trying to change my ways, develop better habits, you know, because one thing I've learned is that, you know, in order to actually make a change and become a better person, you have to believe that you can become a better person, right? Otherwise, you're never going to reach those goals. Like for me now, I'm at a point where I'm like, all right, if I want to get better, I have to act like I am David Goggins. I'm never going to be David Goggins, but if I don't aim that high, then I won't even come up this way.
Brother, you have been David Goggins as well.
But stay hard.
Stay hard. That video, that's crazy video, man.
I know.
I also have it.
Which one? Me running?
There's one with you running, and there's also the one where Joe Rogan, one side of you is Joe Rogan, and another is
David Goggins one.
David Goggins, shirtless.
Embarrassing.
That is
Jesus
amazing.
Christ.
Like, how do you do it, man? Let me show it to you.
Yeah.
This one.
The one
you recently did Pet David also.
Yeah, PBD. He actually shared the video too on his story today. Yeah, he shared it. He just started following me too.
So you never watch any TV or YouTube, right?
Yeah, Patrick Pet David. Yeah. My friend Nav,
Nothing.
so talented too. Like His impressions are really good.
Yeah, his impressions are
So good.
exactly like Pet David.
Yeah, he does really good ones. Yeah, so PBD, he obviously he commentated, laughed, and he followed me too, so that's pretty cool.
Amazing, man.
But that's why I love doing those, because you never know who you can reach. And that's why I love social media for that reason. It's like 20 years ago, you couldn't do that.
You couldn't do that.
Right? You couldn't just like 20 years ago, that would be me in my mirror, and you'd think I'm schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like posting it for people to see, like, oh my God, it's hilarious.
I think you blew up with Gary V's impression.
Yeah, Gary V. Yeah, yeah. That was the original
That
one.
was so Gary V.
Yeah, very Gary.
Like
Yeah, I know.
blueberries.
Yeah. Yeah, just all the air quotes and shit. Like,
NFTs.
yeah, that was a good time too, man.
That was a good time. And I think you even went to
VCon. Yeah, the inaugural VCon in Minnesota.
This
That
was
fun.
like so hilarious.
Back, my friend. It's been a while since we've talked.
Yep, always a pleasure, my man.
Yeah, so I saw you're doing VCon again, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a dream of mine since I was a kid to host a conference where you can get in with a picture of a platypus on your fucking phone to hear people like Andrew Schultz talk to a hologram of Gandhi about Web3.
Wow. Yeah, I remember.
That was man, such a fun time. Yeah, that was a good time.
So how did that change your life during that time? I think you blew up like crazy during that time.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely one of the biggest
Breakthroughs.
relative to where I am. For the time, it was huge because he was like a hot topic in the social media world at the same time I was doing impressions.
And NFTs
So
were
it helped
blowing
a lot.
up and all
It helped
that.
a lot, yeah. Just like Gary Vee in general was just like a big thing, big deal.
Yeah.
He still is, obviously.
He
Like
still
I love
is,
it.
yeah.
I really love his stuff, and
Yeah.
I always will. But yeah, doing those impressions, like obviously it helps that I can do it well.
Yeah.
It could have been like not that good.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been the same. But
No.
because it's so on point and no
Yes.
one else could do it, that's why I feel like it really
That is
works.
what I loved about it. That it is the answer is in the details.
It's all in the details, man. Because anyone can do a Donald Trump impression. They can do this impression, that impression. But if you actually do the research and you get it accurate,
Yeah.
people will be able to tell. You might not think people will pay attention to the small
Oh, no.
details, but they do.
Even if
Subconsciously,
they
they
do.
won't even point it out.
No.
But they'll be like, why is this so good?
Why is so
They'll
good?
ask that stuff. And
Yes.
that's how you know it's good.
And that's how I found about Gary Vee. Like
Oh,
your
yeah?
impression
Through
of
my videos?
No, Gary
Oh,
Vee. So
okay,
I
you know
always
him, okay.
followed him. Like just like the way, like that is what I.
Oh, right. You see it after
see
I
it.
pointed out in my videos.
Yeah,
You'll
that-
be like, oh shit, I didn't realize he did that. But then you watch, you're like, oh wow, yeah.
He's actually like so good at it that it's hard to differentiate.
I know, yeah.
That like how could you go into so many nuances?
Well,
That
yeah,
was-
that's what I said. But when I was younger, when I was saying how like I really pay attention to the small details.
Little details.
That's what I feel like is my strength. So that's why I feel like I am who I am, and why I do what I do is
Yeah.
because I can do it.
Yeah.
And I want to show the world. I want to provide the joy as much as possible for people to enjoy. Obviously, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if I can make people laugh, then by all means, like I'll do whatever it takes, right? So that's why I love it. That's why it's really fun.
How about Russell Peters?
Yeah, the GOAT.
The goat.
My inspiration, man. He's definitely one of the inspirations.
Somebody's gonna get hurt real bad.
Oh man, iconic. Be a man.
Be a man.
Be a man. Right? So good, right?
Yeah.
Fun fact. I don't know if anyone knows this, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, that line he didn't write before. It happened on the spot because he was
Really?
like he was killing it.
His guy.
And he was in the moment, and he just said it, and that became the big thing.
Be a man or
Be a man.
Be a man.
Yeah.
Be a
Isn't
man.
that crazy? That's the magic of stand-up comedy that I love, is that when you're so prepared and you know your material inside and out, when you go on stage and you're performing and you're killing it, what happens in a comedian's brain in the moment is this like magic starts forming, and that's when you're at peak funniest.
Yeah.
And so now any line that comes out, it could be the best line that you've ever heard, and which became iconic, right? And so that's what I love about stand-up comedy, is that you just never know what can happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, Russell is definitely
You've opened for him, no?
yeah.
How
A
was
couple
that?
years ago, it was amazing. It was a dream come true, huge milestone. It was unbelievable. Honestly, it was. Every comedian's dream is to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
especially born and raised in the same city.
Yeah, the culture
Right?
and everything.
And the
you've
culture,
brought-
right? So-
yeah. I think he's that kind of an icon. Like especially he's making he makes remarks about different cultures and
Yeah.
languages. He does it so well.
Yeah.
He was even during that time. I think he started this style of comedy during that time.
Yeah, he did.
He did. I mean, we have never seen
never
this
seen
kind of comedy before.
No.
And
That's why it's so inspiring, because it's like he paved the way for people like me.
yeah.
He paved the way. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him.
But how do you draw a line between being racist in comedy or being just funny?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Is it funny? If it's funny,
Yeah.
in my opinion, anything goes.
I think comedians can get away by being racist.
Yeah, you can, but ultimately, if you want to build a legacy and you want to have longevity in your career, you got to be funny first.
Yeah,
You can't
that
just
is
like,
true.
sometimes you can get away with it a few times,
Few times.
but then after a while, people are like, all right, man, like,
Calm down.
this is, it's starting to become not funny.
I do not like this.
Right. It's like, guess what I'm saying? Like, like,
I do like this.
you know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, it kind of loses its value if you're not being authentic to yourself. And so that's how you become your funniest self, is by being your most authentic self, because that's your purest being.
How do you draw that line? How do you find that perfect balance?
You just have to try it. Like, that's the thing. Like, sometimes, like, even throughout my whole career, there's been times where I'm on stage and I say something wild that doesn't hit, and I'm like, oh shit, that's just probably racist, or like, it's misogynistic or homophobic, right? But like, it's with well intention, but sometimes you have to just try it to see if it works. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It's just like, I'm just trying to find the funny. That's all it is. It's trial and error, right? You're never gonna be perfect. You're never gonna please everyone, right? Humor is subjective. You're gonna offend people anyway, even if it is the funniest joke and it's like well thought out and you did the research and it's, whatever, it's the best pure intentions. Someone will still be like, oh, this is
Heckler.
bigot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Like, has there been any instance where you've said a joke and nobody has laughed?
Oh, plenty of times. This whole year in Australia trying to work on this new tour, most of them have been bombs. Like, literally pure silence. But you need that in order to grow. If you don't go through the torrential just bombs like that on stage, you're never going to become a better comedian. You need to feel what it feels like to do terrible in order to grow from that, right? You have to have a point of reference, right? You have to have perspective to see, okay, like, this is what I'm going to do to not get there. But that's the process. Even the best comedians in the world, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, they bomb to this day. But that's because,
Practice.
you need the practice. You need to trial and error your bits, right? So, yeah, it's part of the process.
Has there been any instance where you felt embarrassed, or there's a embarrassing story around you performing on the stage and something screwed up?
Yeah, I mean, like, not really anymore. There's always something that will come. There probably will be things to come that I haven't even experienced yet.
Has
That
somebody
it will
said,
embarrass.
like, you suck?
Not you suck, but I've had people who I try to talk to them like crowd work, try to be funny, and they just like stare at me, just like arms crossed, just deadpan, just no, like they don't care. They don't care if you live or die. Like, no, I'm not gonna answer you. You know what I'm saying? Like one guy was like I don't want to answer that. Move on. And I was like, all right, shit, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Was
Like
in Australia?
yeah, but you can't expect anything to happen. You just have to go with the flow. You have to. That's the whole point of becoming a better comedian, is knowing how to adapt when things like that happen. Doesn't matter what happens. It's how you react to it, which determines how much better of a comedian you are. But yeah, like there's times where like there's actually a video online. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's from 2019, where I get called up to go on stage, like to perform, to do my set. And as I'm like going up the stairs, like three steps to get to the stage, I slip and I trip, and I face plant into the stage. Shit. And you could just hear oh shit, like they thought like I broke something, but I got up and I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, woo. And I'm like, my whole time I thought my wrist was broken because I smashed my wrist into the ground. And so like that was kind of embarrassing, like stuff like that could happen, and you just have to like keep going. But like because I carried it well, and I was like, oh, all right, well, anyway, that was fun, right? Huh? Like people are like, oh, he's funny, like he's making fun of himself. Like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, rather than me going up like, I'm just like being too serious. Like no matter what happens, I'm always gonna be a comedian. Like it could be the worst situation. I'll try to make.
You're
I'll
always
still
in
try.
that
To,
role.
still try to make them laugh.
That's
just how it is, you know.
That's the spirit of an artist.
It's just like it's just who I am.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. It's like you got to be naturally funny to be a comedian.
Yeah.
You gotta have at least a little bit of natural funniness to you. You can't just
Yeah.
not be funny and then go on stage and be funny.
Wow.
That's rare. I mean, I don't even think that's possible. Is that even a comedian? I don't think so.
No. And I think it is such an important skill to have. Like, no, obviously, not anybody can be a comedian like you.
Like obviously you can be one.
Yeah, like, you know, cup of coffee, like-
cup of coffee. Yeah.
But I think it is such an important skill to develop, even to be funny a little bit.
Yeah.
And what I've seen with comedians is that, you know, self-deprecating humor works very well. And it could also be adapted in a public speaking kind of an environment.
Yeah.
So, like, what I really want to do is that if any way that you can give some kind of tips related to public speaking, how to build your confidence for people who are, because if you search it on Google, the biggest fear people have is speaking on the stage. That is the biggest fear.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I know.
So let's talk about that. How can people
Now,
get-
now imagine doing that and trying to be funny.
that's
It's
a whole
even worse,
different level,
right?
I mean, the stakes are so high.
It's crazy. I know. I get nervous every single time I go on stage. Just before I go up, I'm always nervous.
I mean, I don't even remember
I'm scared.
I'm saying I don't even remember my lines. So you want me to be funny?
Yeah, are you crazy? What is wrong with you? Yeah, man. I mean, it's not for everyone. Some people just shouldn't do it because it's just not their skill set. No, you be fine. You be fine. You're very. You can be performative. You know, you have the animation too.
Yeah, I know that though.
Yeah, you know. No, I'm not bad. Not bad. No, no, it's okay.
I got it under control.
Yeah, that's fine. But no, self-deprecating humor is good to open it up and ease the pressure a little bit, break the ice. I think it's good for breaking ice. You know?
Breaking ice.
Breaking ice.
Just break it and
Just
go.
break it. Don't come back. And that's how I started. When I started, that's the easiest form of comedy for people to start with. That's usually how it goes. People
Yeah.
usually start with self-deprecating because it's the easiest. They know
the
it's
easiest.
about them. They can make fun of whatever.
Yeah.
For me personally, because I was so big at the time,
Yeah.
I did a lot of fat jokes about myself. Just like it's hacky, it's easy, but like you have to start somewhere. I'd say that's probably the best way to do it. Like an example of a joke I had when I first started is so dumb. There's so many, but like recently, I've had a lot on my plate. Can you tell? It's like obviously, like, oh, it's a fat guy. It's just dumb, but, whatever.
That was funny.
I had another one. It's actually, selfishly one of my favorites to this day. But it goes. I really love technology. I'm some of my favorite apps are chicken wings, calamari, Uber Eats. And like I just do that because people think I'm gonna talk about like technology apps, but I say the appetizers. So that's another one, right? So it's like
interesting.
just like easy self-deprecating, and then people are like, it's funny, but it's not like laugh out loud. It's just like a dumb thing. But like it eases the pressure a little bit because they're like, oh, he's making fun of himself. Now we can laugh.
Yeah.
So I'd say like some of those are probably the easiest way to start. But ultimately, you have to understand why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what your why is, then how are you gonna do the what? You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Like, but I feel like once you understand what your why is and your purpose, the what will come, and it's much easier that way. You know what I'm saying? So
Also, one other thing is that what I've seen is like generally when we are talking, so I got my very good friend Yasser on the podcast as well, and that is
is he Arab? Yes, sir.
He's from Pakistan,
Oh, okay. So
but he's like I think from the last 10 years, 10, 12 years, he has been in Canada. He has 4 million followers. I don't know, like crazy.
very nice.
Very nice. And
my
that
God.
podcast that I did with him, it's already 500,000 views and all that. It's 1.5 hour long podcast. He's
Amazing.
shared a lot of value of public speaking. So one thing I learned from him is that, and I'll tell you what I learned from you and specifically how different public speaking is from comedy, stand-up comedy. That, when you were speaking on the stage as a public speaker, you don't say ums and ahs a lot.
yeah.
But strategically put ums and ahs in comedy creates a lot of humor.
Yeah, it does.
How is that?
I think it's just what matters is the delivery, is how you're delivering it. It just adds a little bit of like comedic effect.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it, but for example, it usually works really well if you say after you said something pretty edgy. So yeah, very Joe Rogan. Like for example, Andrew Schultz does this really well too. Do you know Andrew Schultz?
Yeah, I love him.
One of my favorite comedians.
Yeah.
He pushes that boundaries a lot, right?
A lot.
So I don't know what the line is, but like imagine you said something that pushes the boundaries.
Offensive.
Whatever. Offensive. Yeah, just like so wrong. So let's say I just said a line that pushes the boundary, then you like that immediate like reaction from the audience will come, and then like almost before they react, you say the line and you're like, you know what I'm saying? It almost. I don't know what it does.
You say a bold statement.
You bold statement, and immediately you're like, and then like, people. It almost like softens the blow in a way.
Yeah.
Where people can laugh at it.
Yeah.
As opposed to just saying the line as is, and you're just like looking at people.
Just
It's kind of
people.
intense.
Bluff.
You know what I'm saying? It almost eases the pressure. I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
That's my interpretation. It could be different for other people, but. Yeah, I think there's strategic ways, maybe not even just us and ums and likes, but other words.
I think it is okay, like even for public speaking, I think, like if the way that I just said, what they say about public speaking is that just breathe instead of saying or ums, and try not to verbalize what you're thinking. It's your thinking.
Internal thought, yeah.
Yeah. But the way that comedians do, the way that you would do it, that is very deliberate.
Yeah, for the most part.
Because
even me, there's still, now I'm just fixated on the ums. How many times have I said this episode? Jesus Christ. No, but there are, there are moments in my own tour set where, like sometimes it's not that you forget what you're saying. It's just, you're almost stalling. But, it's almost assumed at this point. I feel like people don't even realize it anymore at this point. It's just become a part of the act.
Yeah.
So I think it has to come naturally too. It's just the way you speak.
Yeah.
Some people, it sounds weird if they do it.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't know. It's just how I speak.
Yeah.
So people are used to it. So you just have to find that thing.
When you go on a stage, and especially when you have a special coming up, so I'm pretty sure that you prepare the whole spiel, how you're going to create the storyline. How is your process for that?
So everyone's different. For me personally, I like to.
Is there an underlining the foundation that you work on the foundation first and then keep building on top of it, or is it like one step of the frame and then the second, the third? How do you do that?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. Sometimes I'll just come up with a premise of an idea of where I want to take something, and then I'll sit down and I'll write it. I'll like think of some lines to write with it to make it funny. I'll talk to people that in my life that are also funny, or I can bounce back ideas from, and then I'll just kind of have a base, and I'll go on stage and try it as is. I won't go up fully written and then try it. I go up with like an idea, a couple lines, try it on stage, feel it out. Because sometimes the magic does come when you're performing it and like you're moving around. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what my process is I'll have the idea written down a little bit, go on stage, try it. If I hear some laughs, I'll go back. Because I record my sets too. I'll listen to it, but all right, this line worked. This one didn't work. All right, let me try to refine this line and put it here. Let me move this word over here. It's like,
and that is when you were practicing it.
You just practice. Obviously, when you're doing a tour show, like it's already done. It's all the practice is made for the tour shows. So yeah, in the tour show, no, like everything's already polished. You don't have to second guess anything. It's just when you're practicing new bits. So that's usually my process.
And like, how much preparation time does it take before the?
Like what, for a set?
For the whole set.
For an hour on stage?
Hour long, yeah.
What do you mean preparation in terms of like what I do to prepare myself for the set, or just like the months leading up?
Yeah. So like, for example, what you have coming up today.
Yeah.
Like the tour is starting. So you might have the whole material. It's how long it's going to be for one show?
Usually on a tour show, it'll be like an hour.
An hour. So what kind of preparation does it take? It takes like months, weeks, or years?
Oh, sometimes years. Like right now, the one I've been working on is 2.5 years in the making.
Really?
Yeah.
2.5 years of practice and
Well,
scribbling and
From 0 till now, 2.5 years.
brother.
Sorry, by the time the tour show starts, it's 2.5 years. Right now, it's almost 2 years.
And how do you know that those jokes that you have written are still valid?
I believe in them so much, and this is just my era of funny. It's almost like a package. It's my era of what I think is funny for the time, but the next one that I do in 2 years from now, or 2 years after the tour is done, it will be completely different. But still in the same realm of me, but in a different era. It's like this one, this for example, the theme of this set, My Estupid Life, is about my stupid life. It's just about like my family, make fun of my mom and like my parents and like their immigration story a little bit, like what it's like living at home with your immigrant parents and having no privacy and whatnot. Just like the minor nuances in the culture and other people's cultures, my friends, how I grew up, certain stories like that. And then the next one, when I get a little bit older, maybe it's like about me having a girlfriend or like going on dates or like, what I'm saying? Like it's more themed towards that. So it's just a matter of what is going on in my life in that era that I'll talk about. So that's usually how I prepare it.
Any not content creator, any comedian that you like from India?
Yeah. Veerdas, obviously.
Veerdas?
Veerdas, yeah.
Veerdas.
Veerdas, so good.
I think he's coming to the US again.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
His tour is starting.
Yeah, Veerdas, obviously.
What do you like about him?
Sorry?
What do you like about him?
I just think he's funny. I don't know. I like his accent. I love just the way he delivers jokes.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. There's no specific reason. It's just I just like to be in touch with comedians from all over the world, just in general.
Which other do you like?
I forget his name. Something Khan. I don't know. You might not know it, but I don't know. He's pretty popular. Yeah, he's Indian, but
Zakir Khan.
Zakir Khan.
Come on, he's my favorite, brother.
Yeah, Zakir Khan.
Zakir Khan is amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
He came to Toronto this year again.
Oh yeah.
Last year also, I attended all his concerts.
Yeah. I think he was in Australia recently.
I even DM'd him for the podcast.
Oh really?
Zakir, if you're listening,
hey,
I'm inviting
Zakir, beta, do his podcast.
From another comedian.
Yeah, from another comedian. Put me on your show too.
He's a gem of a person.
Yeah,
I love him.
Like as a human being.
As a human
How
being.
do you know that?
It's just
interviews and stuff?
many interviews, and I mean, he's the kind of a comedian that I probably would have been following from last 12, 13, 15 years.
Wow. Okay, so from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning. His
Nice.
first set, when he was on the stage, AIB, it's All India Bakchods, that was a stage that happened, and he started his grand presence from there. The crowd went crazy for the
Wow,
first time.
I know.
He's so relatable. He is
Yeah.
that kind of a guy who is like, he's the big brother for the underdog.
Nice. I like
So he's
it.
that
Yeah.
kind of a vibe that he has built. That who doesn't have a girlfriend, who's
like me.
not even that good looking,
like me.
who has you're good looking, bro. So I think, and his philosophy, he's very good in shairi. You know shairi?
No, what is that?
Shairi is what do we call shairi? Poems.
Poem?
Yeah. So
Okay,
his
very Persian of him.
yeah, and he comes from musical background.
Amazing. That's
Brings
great.
a lot of culture
I like it.
into his sets.
That's great. Actually, that's why I like him, because I'm very musical too, obviously in my content, but in this set too specifically, there's some musical elements to it. I sing a little bit, and that's why I love Indian.
sing?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I do a little,
Dil to pagal hai.
a little bit of little.
Any Bollywood
little-
songs?
The Bollywood, a little Hindi, a little Persian. It's very similar, right? Our
It's very
cultures are very
similar.
similar in
It's
that
very
way,
similar,
where the singing is such a big part of the
Even
culture.
some of the instruments have
Yeah, sitar.
Yes.
We have the same thing pretty much. I don't know, like all the,
tabla,
we call it tombak.
tumbak. Yes.
It's like, same
yeah.
shit. But yeah, that's why I like Zakir Khan too. There's a guy named Manan.
Oh, you said
Manan Desai.
Insta.
Insta funny.
Manan.
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 Manan, yeah.
Manan.
Manan Desai.
Manan Desai.
Yeah. He doesn't all in Hindi, but
He doesn't do Hindi.
yeah, he does Hindi. Oh, sorry, maybe it's a different
Some
language.
other
but-
language.
But anyway, I just
couldn't
see the
understand.
subtitles, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh, nice. So
think
you listen to other comedians with subtitles also.
Yeah.
That's
Well, as how I learned.
what I was thinking, because Zakir Khan doesn't speak too much of English
I
content.
know. Yeah. One of my good friends in Australia, he's a comedian, and he's Gujarati, and he put me on to Zakir Khan because he watches them and like he understands what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And another guy too, he's from Mumbai. They're from there, so it's like they taught me a lot about it. So
Zakir
I don't know. I just love to learn. I don't know. I think it's super interesting seeing different types of comedians from different parts of the world and how they perform.
Yeah.
You can learn something from everyone.
Yes.
You don't have to speak the same language. I can see what you're doing though. I can see how you're carrying yourself, and I take little bits and pieces from everyone, and I make it my own. You know, I think that's really important. You should always be a student of the game. I always believe in that too.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's how you're gonna get better. You can't. Well, you're just gonna not watch. Like you have to watch other comedians.
Yeah.
Just like musicians, watch other musicians, listen to other musicians. You know what I'm saying? Like be a student of your game. That's how you're gonna get better.
Yeah. There's nothing that you're going to do for the first time. It has already been done.
Yeah.
You just add your
That's it.
flavor.
Add your
into
flavor.
it.
That's it. Add your flavor.
Add your flavor.
Yes. Yeah.
You should bring you would have brought
The
your
wig?
wig.
That would have been weird, man. It's 2 hours of just me being Bianca. That'd be scary. Put me in the cam age, right? But
And there's another comedian that I think recently, I was telling you about the other day. It was Max Amini.
yeah.
He-
Yeah, Persian, yeah.
I love his content.
Yeah.
He
Great crowd work.
His crowd work is
I know.
amazing.
Yeah.
I
It's good.
love that. I mean, I recently started following him, I think, from the last 4, 5, 6 months, somewhere
nice,
around
yeah.
that time. And especially from his crowd work.
Yeah.
I think there's a different set of comedy which has started happening and which is crowd work more or maybe something that we are watching more on social media right now.
Yeah.
Is that there is a shift happening in the comedy scene as well?
100%. Yeah, I think not started, but like Matt Rife was a big part of that.
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz was a big
I wanted
part
to
of
ask
that.
you about that too.
Yeah.
Do you think Matt Rife is funny?
Yeah, I think he's hilarious. I think he's really good at crowd work. Like he's almost one of the best in my opinion. That's just my opinion though. It doesn't even matter what you think or what I think. Look how successful he is.
Oh, fuck.
Right? You can't take that away from him,
can't
right?
take it away.
And so like people are always like, oh, like well, he's not even funny. I'm like, okay,
His crowd work is really funny.
yeah, but even if you don't think he's funny, who cares? Do you think he gives a shit? Look at what he's doing. Look how much money he's making. Look what he's doing. He does he's doing what he loves. I can relate to that, so I don't care. I'm like, great, good for him. Like, but that's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
So you can't even compare yourself because it's like that's a different career. So that's why a lot of people get caught up on is like, oh man, like should be. He's not even this. He's not even that funny. He's like, why is he getting all the fame? I'm like, well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, that's my thing. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, right? You do it then, right? But they don't, right? So I don't know.
He recently posted a Netflix crowd work.
Yeah, crowd special. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch it.
I
But
saw that. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was very random.
yeah, of course.
Crowd work.
That's what it is. Random.
It's generally just pointing fingers at any of the people from the audience and saying, "Hey, you suck,"
in a way, yeah, in a creative way, yeah.
in a creative way.
But that's the thing is like, it could be whatever you want it to be, right? But I was saying off camera how like, there's a way to do it tastefully.
Yeah.
In a very skillful way. It is a skill.
It's a
You
skill.
can't just be like go up there and just fuck around. Like it has to make sense in a way too. You almost have to like connect the stories.
Yeah.
That's what makes a good crowd work comedian, right? So I mean like it's not traditional stand-up, sure, but like who cares? Because now it's paving the way for a lot of other comedians who are really funny that can just thrive off crowd work. It's like I don't see anything wrong with that if you want to do it. And it's also raising more awareness for comedy in general. Because Matt Rife, Andrew Schultz, these people are opening up more comedy fans than ever before.
Never seen before. this
Because
kind
Matt
of
Rife's crowd is all like young white girls, right?
Yeah.
Who love him because he's hot as fuck or whatever, and he's funny, whatever. Those audience members, those girls who come to his shows, have never been to comedy before. But now they're being exposed to comedy because of him. So that actually is better for people like me. Because now, if I have a show somewhere, maybe Matt Rife's not in town, but I'm in town.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, we loved Matt Rife. He's a comedian. He's a comedian. Let's go to this show, right? So it's just making it's
The
raising more
overall
awareness
industry,
for comedy.
The
in the industry.
the stand-up comedy
it's-
industry is growing a lot.
I think it's great for that reason.
Yeah. Do you think rich people can be funny? Like people
Rich
who are
people?
rich? People who are rich can be funny?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, of course.
No. I think over
Maybe. I mean, yeah.
this is my viewpoint.
Sure.
You can tell me that if
Yeah.
I'm wrong or not. But I feel what I've seen usually is that people who have gone through adversities and has a little bit of a hustle. Maybe like, for example, Immigrant. You have seen middle class kind of a childhood.
Right.
You have had those kind of little things that which are very cringy and things that that you make fun out of that.
Yeah.
And that is how. So people. That is why I find that people
Who are rich?
cannot be funny.
Yeah, they're boring.
They're boring.
They're talking to a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the stereotype.
Yeah.
But
of course, comedians have become rich too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a different story altogether.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's maybe some truth to it. But at the same time, I feel like, because you're talking about adversity and what comedians, the funniest comedians, they always say like the funniest comedians have gone through the worst shit. There is truth to that, but it's not the full truth.
No.
Just because it's truthful, but it's not the full truth. And so, like for me, like I didn't really have a bad life. Like I said, I was privileged and like, I was pampered. It's like, what am I going to argue?
All I'm saying is you got to be middle class to be funny.
Yeah, sure.
At least.
I mean, you got to be. You have to be relatable.
Yes.
Right.
That's
fair. If you're like, I don't know, Bill Gates' son or whatever, and you grow up in a $1 trillion house your whole life, no one's going to find you funny.
Nobody.
Because no one can relate to you.
Relate to
if you're relatable, doesn't matter how rich you are. If you're relatable, that's where you'll be funny. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, there are obviously comedians. That's why I'm saying, like, recently from the last few years, and especially with the advent of social media, with the kind of content that we are looking at, people come to social media just for entertainment.
Yeah, for the most part. Some people go to enrage themselves with bad news, but also
all the best for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, social media, like entertainment. So this is so I have a content media agency. So when we work with real estate agents.
Yeah, all the Persians.
Not too many.
That's usually
there is one Persian that I really like. I don't.
Me?
Real estate agent.
Yeah, me.
You're a real estate
Babak
agent.
Markarian, my character. Come on.
Is it?
Babak.
Oh no, I've never seen
Yeah.
that.
You never seen my Persian videos?
No, I have, but not.
What the hell, man?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yaar, come on, dude.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Dude, come on.
No, but there's one not a comedian, but he's a real estate agent, and he adds such a comedic flavor into his videos. Just he's not trying to sell you on houses or anything of that sort. So when we work with any of the people, that we say that create an entertainment value out of it, not just the educational value out of it. People are not coming on social media for education anymore. They're coming for entertainment.
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, when you're watching long-form videos, podcasts, and all that, because people are going to love a lot of the show that we are doing today.
Oh, yeah, for
It's
sure.
all education, guys,
Yeah.
and entertainment.
Hundo. What's this guy's name?
Kash Alvi.
Oh, he's Persian.
He's Persian.
I know that name.
You know?
Yeah. I think I've seen
His videos are really funny.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. He's from like GTA, like
Yeah,
Richmond
yeah,
or some
yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Yeah, man. The character I have is based off people like that.
Oh, I see.
I mean, when are you gonna do the dishes? Yo, what the f***? What are you doing?
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
I'm
yeah.
changing. Why are you changing under the blanket?
Yeah. No, I think I've seen his videos before actually. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. So I think this kind of content really blows up.
Yeah. Well, it's relatable, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows a realtor like that who tries to sell you stuff. Whatever. It's like, I don't know. Everyone has their own thing, so it's good.
Yeah. You also record a lot of podcasts. Like,
I do my own podcast. Yeah.
so what's the theme about that?
Nothing. It's just me talking to my guests who are comedians.
Yeah.
We just shoot the shit. I obviously ask them about their life and what they go through or what their background is. But like we just kind of riff. It's comedy.
Yeah. Do you want to go through one of my videos and suggest me how can I be funny in those videos?
100%.
awesome.
Definitely.
I'll tell you like what I try to do, and I always fail at it. And then I go with something simple as shit which I can pull off. And just have a look at this. So for example, if this is the video. What if I told you that now you could talk to your loved ones?
Your videos are good though. I like the edits in the format.
Like a Black Mirror episode, but Chinese companies have developed an AI known as dead bots. For me, funny is just saying, really?
Honestly, yeah, like there's nothing more you can really do to be funnier because you are who you are, and it should be enough. But like honestly, with the edits you're already doing, it's like entertaining. It might not be laugh out loud funny, but like it's entertaining. Like it's good, I always liked your videos because of that reason. That's why I feel like that's why I followed you. I was like, I just like the quality of the video. I think it's really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the edits and everything, I like it. It's engaging. It's very engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
My always like thing is like whenever I'm creating a video, whenever I'm writing a script, I'm just thinking that, I'm not saying because my content is very educational. It's something that happened trending, AI, tech, and all that. How can I add a little bit of a fun element into it where I'm just showing outside of the box that I'm not a news anchor who's speaking. I'm just a human being who is also trying to be relatable from some angle. So how do I, push that in? That is my agenda whenever I'm thinking. Haven't been able to crack it out, but the way that I've done is that if somebody is like, 90% of land in Canada is owned by Queen Elizabeth, and then I'll say, the other part of Sahas will say, really? That is the only humor that I've been on.
Whatever. I think you should put on a Canadian accent. That's what you should do.
Oh, brother, I'll butcher that. Like,
That's funny though.
you know what comments will I get? Go back to your home.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Hey man, you won't know until you try. You gotta try.
Oh,
I think
bro.
it'll be funny because your accent is Indian, obviously. You have an
Yeah.
Indian accent, so you're already doing the accent. But I'm just saying, if you did another accent, I think that would add. That's my take because that's what I do, right? So I think that would be funny.
How would I try? How would I try?
Like I don't know, yeah, literally just be Bianca. all right?
Bianca.
Just think of Bianca when you're doing the video next.
So 90% of the land in
Yeah,
Canada.
exactly. See, that's funny. I like that already, right? You do regular, like I don't know, what's the line you say in this video?
Now you can talk to your loved ones. Do you know? Now you can talk to your loved ones.
Right.
Even after they're dead.
Right, exactly. Like originally you start with like, do you know that if you talk to your friends, that 90% of the, you know what I'm saying, you switch it like halfway. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be funny. Or like one word you say in a different accent. You know what I'm saying?
That is interesting.
I don't know. But the beauty of this is like, you won't know until you try. It's not up to you. It's up to the market to decide, right? It's the Gary Vee method, right? It's like, you don't know if it's good.
It's good or not.
They will decide if it's good. So you just have to find what works for you, and as long as you're staying authentic to you.
Yeah.
You can't force it, right?
Yeah.
You can't force funny either.
No, of
You know
course.
what I'm saying?
But it's sometimes that, it takes some time to adapt into a new skill. So even if you know that, you're not going to be the greatest at it, but you know that you can start somewhere, and if with a lot of practice and experimentation and putting things further, hitting your head all the time with the brick wall and all that.
Yeah.
And you can get a little bit of it, but you cannot be entirely funny, or you cannot be Neema Naz the next day.
No, you can't. No one can be Neema Naz. No, but even me, I bomb so much. Like I say unfunny things all the time, but that's just the process. That's the natural process. Like I'm not the funniest guy in the world. Like I am funny. It's just sometimes you're gonna miss.
Do you use AI or ChatGPT for your scripts?
I haven't yet, but I will because I know some other people who have tried it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see how it goes.
People have-
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not perfect, but
It's not perfect, but I think you can just take some.
you take the best parts. Yeah. I don't know. I'll try it. I'll actually try it one day. Yeah, I'll see.
When the little script that we started went by saying, isn't that
The
that
Fahad
interesting?
thing? Yeah.
Fahad thing. I've tried to put it on ChatGPT before coming here, and I was like, let me try to get some samples out, and then we can discuss and say that probably you want it.
Yeah.
It bombed like
I know.
God,
Yeah,
crazy.
it's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not good. Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. I know. It'll get there. In the
It'll
next
get
like
there.
5 years, it'll be
Yeah.
top tier.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is gonna be Dave Chappelle in 5 years. Watch. It's gonna be solid.
Have you made your AI avatar?
No, I haven't. I haven't even been on AI or ChatGPT at all.
I have videos where I'm not speaking; it's the AI.
That's
avatar.
crazy.
Have you seen any
What do
of
you
these
mean?
videos? Yeah.
What do you mean it's not you speaking?
That's not me.
What the hell, man?
What the hell, man? That's not me.
Really?
I'll show you.
Really?
Really? That's not me in the
That's
videos.
wild.
Even my
Wait, are you serious?
yeah.
What do you mean? Like it's an AI version of you?
It's an AI version of.
No way.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, this is crazy, man. You're blowing my mind right now. The hell? Where am I right now?
It's
Is this a cult?
huh?
I'm in a cult room.
Which room?
I said I was making a joke. See?
That
See?
bomb.
Bombed. You gotta be comfortable with the bomb.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get flagged for saying bomb 7 times in a row.
I can't find it. I'll send it to you.
It's okay, yeah, send it to
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
So usually what I do is that maybe the whole video is AI, but then my voice is sometimes I will you do the voiceover, the real voiceover, and then I change it to AI version of voiceover as well.
Oh, wow.
So I just mix up few things here and there.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wild, man.
Yeah, see, I mean, who would have thought that 2 years ago that, you could just clone yourself into an
It's
AI?
crazy. It's going to change the world.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it right now, but I know it's helped a lot of people for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, now I think it is far more easier for anyone to become a content creator.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Like if
Create
somebody...
scripts or like send an efficient email or like, do it in the tone that you would say, you know what I'm saying? It's very
Yeah.
smart. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna change the world in a few years.
Yeah. Last question that I have is about your life and
My stupid life?
your stupid
Yeah.
life. So, two questions that I have. One is that if you were to go back in time and advise the young Neema, what would you say to him?
I would say to trust yourself more and rely on yourself more. And not depend on other people all the time.
That is interesting. Why depending on other people matters to you?
Well, because I grew up in such a pampered lifestyle, I never knew how to be on my own or think my own thoughts. I would always go to be like, hey, it's my brother or like my dad or whatever. I'd be like, what do you think I should do here? What do you think I should say? What do you think I should do? It's always that before me making the decision. I always be like, I don't know what to say. Let me ask this person because he knows more than I do. So I would say depend on yourself more because usually most of the time your own intuition is right. But I never really trusted my own gut. Now I do a lot. And I live so much more freely. Right? But back in the day, I always went against that. And I feel like it wasted a lot of time. It just gave me more anxiety because I never knew how to make a decision for myself. I was indecisive. I feel like it's the worst when you're paralyzed with decision. I think it's one of the worst things. I think I'd probably go with that. Yeah, it's a big one.
I've also felt the same way, when I was growing up, because again, families are very much similar. Like the cultures are very similar from your standpoint also, like, pampered and all that. I was also very much pampered.
Yeah, of course.
So when I also, a lot of things were given to me. So,
Are you the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
There you go.
Yeah.
See what I mean? When you're the youngest, you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything.
Right?
And that sometimes play very, difficult for you further in your life.
Yeah, 100%. It's great in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
In the first bit where you're at home.
Yeah.
When you're on your own, it sucks.
Yeah, it
for,
sucks.
Man, honestly, like this past decade was some of the hardest moments of my life because I didn't know how to be on my own. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what I've seen from the journey that whatever I've seen of your journey on social media, I think in the whatever transformation, like may that be your own health, the way that you are going out of your limits to touch on things, come back and go even stronger. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks, man.
I really feel that, you have that kind of a potential to break through and, get out of this
man.
to the space.
I will. I mean, I believe in that. I believe in that. Now I do. I believe in it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That means a lot, man. I mean, at some point you realize, one, you only have one life, right? And life is too short. And I know these are cliche things you hear all the time, but it's true. It's like, I don't know, like if you're not going to do it, then who's going to do it for you? Like only you can make the decisions for yourself more than anyone else.
Yeah.
So why not just trust yourself now? Because you don't want to live a life not doing the things you want to do or, go for. And then when you're 80 or 70 or whatever, at the end of your life, you regret not doing that. Because regret is one of the worst things any human being can go through, in my opinion. So in order to not live a life of regret, trust in yourself now, depend on yourself now, rely on yourself now, and you'll thank yourself, your future self.
Last week I had an interview with somebody who was 98 years old.
98? And they're on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Bruh.
So we went.
That guy's a hustler.
So that guy had fought
Grind.
Yeah, man. He fought in during British India rule.
What?
So he was in British Indian Army.
That's wild.
Yeah, he was a Britisher, and he was posted in India.
Wow.
And I asked him that, what is the biggest regret that you have had in your life? He brought me into tears.
I'm sure it did.
And the way that he said it was like, I've had many regrets in my life. That whole thing, just this thing, made me to think that, there's so many, the life is like, this is what our life is. Like whatever timeline that we're going to have, 70 years, 90 years, 100 years and all that. You cannot undo the things that you have done. And you're always going to have regrets. What you have is that, what you can learn from it and, make the best and how you can be kinder to other people and, get through it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not learning from it, then you're doing it wrong. You
Yeah.
know, there's always a lesson in there.
Yeah.
So it's just about accepting it and moving forward. Right? There's no point in dwelling on anything. It's not going to get you anywhere. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
So two things I have for you. One is, when are we going to see you performing in India? That is one.
Oh man.
And what is the new Estupid tour that you're doing? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we're actually working on getting a tour show in Mumbai and Delhi in 2026.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So we're trying. We're trying to see if we can make it work. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I have some followers who have told me to come to Mumbai and Delhi.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
So I'm like, hell yeah.
So you're gonna make me also go along with you.
100%. Yeah. You're gonna be my translator.
I can be your translator.
Legit.
Yeah, just take me, man.
For sure, bro. Let's go. Bring your dal roti or whatever.
Dal roti will get better over
Yeah?
there. Don't worry. I'll take you to the Chabadi Bazaar.
Whatever you just said. Let's do it.
Let's do that.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And the gulab jamun.
You got to come to Amritsar for that.
Where?
Amritsar, Punjab.
Amritsar?
You know Amritsar?
Where's that?
Golden
Here?
Temple? No, in India.
Oh, it's a city
It's a city.
in Punjab.
Punjab.
Amritsar.
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 Yes. Golden Temple, you know Golden Temple?
No. What is that?
Golden Temple is like a temple made of gold.
Oh, that's in Punjab.
That's in Punjab.
Oh, no way.
Amritsar is the place.
Oh,
Is the
cool.
city. It's the holy city.
Oh, they're rich. They're loaded over there.
Punjabis are.
They are. Very, very wise people.
Very.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
Brampton.
Oh, I know. Yeah. They crush dealerships. Yeah.
Have you seen those ads?
Of course.
Those videos.
They crush. I love it. Very resourceful. Same with the Gujus. Gujus are good.
Gujis are also like
One of my best friends. He has a diamond company. He's a Guju.
diamond company. He doesn't own a jewelry store. He has
He
a
is the diamond company. He's a diamond.
Yeah, they're very big on businesses.
Yeah, business. Yeah.
Yeah.
Companies. Yeah, business.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Stupid Life tour. So like I mentioned earlier, this is a tour set that I've been working tirelessly, no efforts being put
No
into
effort
this.
has been put in this tour. Guys, come at your own risk. you may choose not to.
I hate stand-up comedy. This is not going to be good. Don't come. No, I've been working tirelessly and with lots of effort on this new tour set that I'm going to be taking on tour, obviously in March 20th. The first show is in Brampton, so
You chose the Indian audience.
I had to
already.
start with a bang. All right, bring the Bangra to the show. All right, we're gonna go hard.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
So it's this material is very focused on my immigrant background, being Persian, my family, obviously the minor nuances within the culture, and you'll see all the accents that people know me of online, all the favorites, all the different accents, different jokes about different cultures. It's a good modern take on living at home with your parents and just like the ins and outs of the struggles, and it's overall just purely relatable, I think, to children of immigrants who grew up in Canada and US. And it's really fun. It's musical. It's jokey. It's silly. It's you bring your family. You can bring your friends, your dog if you want, and it's a fun time for everyone, I think. So I'm really excited for it, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be big. It's my biggest tour yet, and I really hope that people can come and enjoy a nice hour and a half long show of laughter, because I really believe in it, and I'm confident, and it's gonna be really good. So.
I'm also very much confident. And guys, if you're not following him, you got to follow him right now because he has got one of the best content out there about comedy.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I've like Indian stuff and other cultural stuff and
Yeah,
everything. Like all your characters that you make, man, you have done it so beautifully. So
Thanks,
I really
man.
love it.
I'm only getting better and better. I'm only adding more.
I can
things.
see that. I
I'm
can see
I'm
that.
just always trying to elevate. So there's always more and more to come. So
All right, brother.
And, I'm really excited to come to India too. That's
Yes.
gonna be good. Yeah.
More power to you, brother.
Thanks, brother.
It was great.
Appreciate you. How do you say thank you so much in Hindi?
Namaste.
Oh, really?
Dhanyavad.
Namaste.
Dhanyavad.
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 Dhanyo.
Daniel.
Dhanyan nahi.
Daniel?
No.
Who's Daniel, dude?
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Yes. Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Yes.
What were you saying? You said something in the back? Is that what you were gonna say? Oh, okay.
Dhanyavad.
He's like, no, you idiot.
No, you're screwing up for all
What
Indians.
you're doing, man? This is not good representation, huh?
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad. Yaar. Okay.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. And if you're not subscribed yet, then click right now and subscribe, because every week I'm going to post a video or a podcast, and it is going to be about marketing, content creation, and business. And if you want to check out some other videos and interviews, then here are some of my recommendations for you.